Alright, so I'm going to teach you guys three different ways that you can hack Wi-Fi. So these are three different ways that your Wi-Fi could be hacked, basically. And I'm just going to show you, obviously, a demonstration or an example of three different ways that that can be done. One way is through a WPS pixie dust attack. So in your router, you have a feature, WPS. You can either disable it or enable it. Um, and I'm going to show you how to disable it because you're going to want to do that so that way you can't be attacked through this way. So, by the way, there's only three ways. Okay, there's only three ways that your Wi-Fi can be hacked, and I'm going to show you all three of them. Now, about the WPS pixie dust attack. Basically, what it does is it tricks the router into giving it the WPS pin, and then it feeds that pin back to the router, which spits out your password, your Wi-Fi password. So that happens in three to 8 seconds. Um, so somebody could have your password just like that. That's one way. The second way is to capture a handshake. Can't remember if it's a three-way handshake or a four-way handshake, but you capture a handshake. So basically, what happens is this is a DOF attack, basically. How do you say it? Deauthentication attack. That's the correct way to say it. So basically, um, you'll be attacking the router, sending deauth packets to the router, deauthentication packets to the router. It will kick all the devices off, and when the devices reconnect to the Wi-Fi, it will capture that um, connection, which is called a three-way or a four-way handshake. And when you capture that handshake, you can then take that handshake or that dot cap file, and you can brute force it to get the password. So you can take a word list, a password list of common passwords, which there is a word list that has, I think it's 27, 28 million passwords in this word list, and they are common passwords that have been dumped from um, compromised websites like back in the day, AOL, Facebook, leaked. Um, these passwords have been leaked from major websites back when they had information data leaks. These passwords were leaked on the dark web. Hackers got their hands on them and made a text file with 28 million common passwords that people really used, that people use from these databases. And it'll try and brute force against that handshake until it finds the password, if the password's in that word list of 28 million passwords. So don't use common passwords. That's one way you can avoid that. Use obviously long passwords, characters, all kinds of stuff, instead of common passwords like password 1234 or something like that. So that's number two. Number three is something called an evil twin attack. And what will happen is, as you can see, this is a alpha wireless adapter, and it's capable of injection mode and monitor mode. They're very specific wireless adapters. They're not just extenders or Wi-Fi range extenders. They're specific. As you can see, there's another one right here, and these can cost anywhere from $60 to $100. And then something like this is called Wi-Fi Pineapple. This does something completely different. This is a video all on its own, which I'm going to make a video about this. That's irrelevant to what we're talking about now. But anyway, so in order to create, to do any of these things, these attacks, especially the evil twin attack, you're going to need a specific type of wireless adapter. specifically alpha. You're going to want to get alpha, and specifically ones that have injection mode and monitor mode capabilities in them. So they're specific. You can't just do this with any wireless adapter that looks like this. So they're meant for penetration testing. So anyways, the evil twin attack. It'll send de-authentication packets to the router, kick all the clients off, keep them kicked off, and then it'll recreate another Wi-Fi signal name that you can see, like on your phone, you're looking for your Wi-Fi, and it will mimic your Wi-Fi. So it'll say, like, if your Wi-Fi says Bell 123, it will create a fake AP or wireless network that says Bell 123, and you'll see Bell 123, and right under it you'll see Bell 123, and you're wondering why you can't get on your Wi-Fi. You're getting kicked off constantly over and over. It's because somebody is sending a de-authentication attack to your router, kicking you off, trying to it basically forces you to log in through the fake wireless connection that says the exact same name as yours, so you wouldn't even know. Yours might say Bell 123. You can't get on. You see that it says it Bell 123 twice, and you're like, what the hell? So you click on it, and it says sign in again to get back onto your Wi-Fi. So you sign in, you hit sign in, the attack stops, the de-authentication packets stop knocking clients off the network, and just like that, you've just obtained the credentials. So you force the person to offer their own Wi-Fi, and then create a fake one that says the same name as their Wi-Fi, forces them to log into it. You have the credentials. So those are the only 3 ways that you can potentially be hacked, Wi-Fi wise. And this is why it's important to know how these things work, so that way you can actually defend yourself or protect yourself or avoid these attacks. So I'm going to demonstrate in a minute. Okay, so let's start this process. We're going to be using a tool called Airgeddon on Kali Linux. So I'm just going to open this up. It's going to check for the dependencies to make sure it has all the requirements and all the dependencies. And now, right now, it's looking for the wireless router with monitor mode and injection mode on it, which I have another one plugged in, which I'm going to select number 2 because that's the name of it. And I'm going to put it into monitor mode. So this is why it's important that you have to buy specific wireless adapters that have monitor mode and injection mode, or this won't work. Okay, so that's done. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get a handshake. So I'm going to press 4, and that's going to open up a terminal, and you're going to see, well, I'm going to blur it out because I can't show you, because it's going to show all the Wi-Fi signals in my entire area. And, you know, for privacy purposes, I'm not going to just display everybody's Wi-Fi in my area. Also, you can be geo-located like that. That's another way. That's for another video. But anyways, it's going to show me, it's going to start searching in the entire area. Pretty far too. It'll pick up all the Wi-Fi signals in this area and start displaying them. And then I'll select which one that I want to attack, which is going to be my own Wi-Fi, by the way. I've changed my Wi-Fi password specifically for the testing purposes of this video. So right now it's showing all of the different signals that it's picking up in this area, which you're not going to be able to see because I'm going to blur it out. Okay, so I gotta let this run for a minute. Okay. see that now. And with this attack, the handshake attack, deauthentication attack, there has to be a client on the Wi-Fi at the time. So there has to be somebody connected to the Wi-Fi for this attack to work at the moment that you're doing this. Because it's going to kick them off. When they reconnect, it's going to capture that three-way or four-way handshake. I'll have to figure out which one it is. 72. So this one is mine, my Wi-Fi at home. And we're going to start the attack. So there's three different attack vectors. There's deauth, disassociate, and MDK4 attack. There's the deauth airplay attack, and then there's the WIDS, WIPS, WDS confusion attack. So you can try each one of these, and one of them is going to work. If not, all three will work. And if it doesn't, just keep trying until it does. So you're going to see at the top right terminal handshake right there, WPA handshake. That's what we want to happen. So it kicked off my device, and my device is going to reconnect. And when that happens, it collects the handshake. So right here is the handshake, and then we're going to brute force that to get the password. And I've changed my Wi-Fi password to be an easy password because I know it'll be in that password list of 28 million passwords because it's a typical common easy password. But you'd be surprised, the majority of people use really common, easy, non-complex passwords. That will probably be in that list of 28 million. Don't forget, these are 28 million tries. It's a lot of tries. Anyway, so we got that. So we're going to go to number 6, offline, WPA, WPA2, decrypt menu, personal. We're going to do an aircraft dictionary attack against the handshake. Number 1. Now it's asking, is this the file? And that is the file, yeah. Automatically read it first. This is the handshake file right here. And you've already selected during the session, preset and capture. Okay, yeah. Now we need the password list that has 28 million common passwords in it from dumped databases and websites that have been hacked in the past. So here it is. This contains literally 20 million passwords in it. And we are going to attempt to brute force. See, this can be really quick or it could take an hour. This depends. Now we wait for it to find the password. And we found it. So the password is password. So it says key found. It says it was going to take 5 hours and 53 minutes. That's how long it says it was going to take to run through 28 million common passwords until it found the password. But that's because I'm recording at the same time, and that's consuming 90% of the CPU power that I have. Usually, like I said, it takes around 53 minutes to run through 28 million passwords, and even that's a long time. If I had 8 gigabytes of RAM or 16, it would literally take 30 seconds, 60 seconds, stuff like that, to run through 28 million passwords. But anyways, we found the password, and that's why you don't use common passwords. So the entire password list, I can't even open it on here because it'll literally, I'll try, but it might crash my computer because there's that many passwords in it. So anyways, I'm going to show you guys now the WPS pixie dust attack which is also not going to work on my router because it says locked, which means I tried it too many times in the router locked because I was testing. But anyways, if I hit continue loading, these are all the passwords. And this goes on and on and on and on forever. 28 million passwords. So this is crashing my computer right now. I'm just trying to open this. But as you can see, it goes on and on. I'm going to exit out of this as quick as I possibly can. But anyways, so just so you know, that's how that works. So do you want to save the trophy file with the decrypted password? Sure. So we got that now. And by the way, this next attack, if you have WPS enabled and somebody hacks you through this next attack that I'm going to show you, even if you change your password, as long as they have that PIN, they forever have access to your network. So that's how important it is to not have WPS enabled. I'm going to show you my router how to disable that. It's going to vary how you reach your router, but the credentials will be on your router to log into your router, and you log in through the IP address, the gateway IP address, which is usually 192.168.0.1, or it's 192.168.1.1 typically, and that'll let you get to the login of your router. So anyways, let's just go through the process of the WPS attack. So this is the next attack. It's using a lot of CPU power right now because I'm trying to record, which is annoying. So anyways, we're going to search for wireless signals in the area that have WPS enabled. And as you can see over here, it's listing all of them that are in the area. And mine is right here, and it says it's locked. So I can't even, it won't even work, because I tested it too many times. But I'll show you how this works, generally. So I will select my network, 23, yes. And here is the attack menu. So there's the bully, number 7, pixie dust attack, number 8, the reaver, pixie dust attack. And now those two will usually get it 9 times out of 10. And then there's number 13, Reaver, null pin attack. That's a quick one. And then I go to 12, and by then it locks me out if it hasn't worked yet, if the router is not vulnerable to that type of an attack. But I'll show you a little bit of what it looks like. So I'll start with number 7, and I'll work my way up to 12. I skip a couple of them because they lock the router pretty much right away. Anyways, so this is what it would look like. And this would work right now if it wasn't for the fact that, as you can see, it says WPS is locked. So that happens if you try this attack too many times. The router will lock its WPS function, which is good, and then you won't be able to do this attack. But right now, it would have automatically gave us the password to the Wi-Fi just from doing this attack. And it starts, the starting pin number is 00007 zeros. And I'm going to show you real quick right now in my router what it looks like, what the WPS function looks like from inside your router. And everybody has it. By default, it might be turned on. By default, it might be turned off. So you never know until you go into your router and you look. So you're going to probably want to do that. So let's take a look here. Everything's going really, really slow right now, which really sucks. Okay, so wireless, so it's under wireless. For me, everything's going to look different for you. As you can see, WPS is enabled. You can see the password right here for the router, for the Wi-Fi, which is password, which obviously I'm going to change after this. And yeah, so WPS is enabled, so you're going to want to go off and save those changes. And you're going to want to do that for your 5G as well. Make sure it's turned off for 5G. You can select 5G and you can do that as well. So that's how you protect yourself from a WPS pixie dust attack. They won't be able to accomplish that attack. As for the first one, the deauthentication attack, don't use common passwords. You'll be able to avoid that. This next one is pretty hectic because it basically forces you to give up your password. You literally won't be able to get back on to your Wi-Fi unless you do it. So I'm going to demonstrate that, which it's called the evil twin attack, which is probably, it's pretty deadly, pretty deadly. So number 7, evil twin attack menu. Things is going real slow right now. You can exit out of this browser. Don't need that. Okay, so we're going to do number 9, evil twin AP attack with the captive portal. Monitor mode needed. So this is going to search for networks in the area once again. And I'm going to select my network. And basically what happens in this attack is it's going to be sending the authentication packets to the router. You're going to get kicked off your Wi-Fi. You won't be able to get on until I stop that attack, or the attacker stops the attack. And until you log in through the other fake portal, which is going to pop up, you're going to see it, you won't be able to get back on your network, on your Wi-Fi. So you're basically forced into doing it. And if you type in the wrong password, it won't work. It still won't let you in. Once you put the right password, it'll let you in, and then it'll stop the attack. So it's as if nothing ever happened. And once you log in through that portal, I have your credentials. And then on top of it, every website you visit from that point on is logged because you went through my captive portal. So I can monitor, I can use man-in-the-middle attack basically. Okay, so finding my network. It's right here, so 80. And yeah, so I'm gonna just use one for now. You can use this DOS pursuit mode because Wi-Fi can switch channels, and if it switches channels, it escapes the attack. But this will follow it throughout the channel, so that way you can't escape the attack. Do you want to spoof your MAC address? Yeah. Do you already have the captured file? Yes. That is it. And now it is going to kick all of my devices off of my network. I won't be able to get back on until I log in through the portal, which I'm going to show you live. Okay, the attack is starting. Okay, that red terminal with the red writing in the bottom left corner, that is the program sending deauthentication packets to the router, which is kicking all the clients off, everyone that's connected to that Wi-Fi. So right now, everyone's getting kicked off. Obviously, it's my own Wi-Fi, and they're not able to log back in. So they're probably freaking out, and they're like, what the hell's going on, right? So they go and they look in here, and they're trying to figure out what's going on, looking around. Okay. So they might turn their Wi-Fi on and off, and they will still not be able to get on. Okay, so I'm currently getting kicked off right now. And it forced me off and forced my phone. I connected to some other network that I connect to because it can't connect to my actual internet. And you'll see Shaw 75D340 couldn't authenticate connection. Same thing with the 5G. And then you'll see a little bit lower Shaw 75D340, and there's no lock on that one. And you're like, why is my Wi-Fi showing twice and there's no lock on one of them? So at that point, okay, it just disappeared for some reason. Okay, there it is. So then you'll be forced to click on that. You're trying to get back on your Wi-Fi. Now it says sign in to the network. So you click that, and then you can clearly see it's asking you to put the password in. So I'll just put a bunch of random letters to see if that works. Try and log in to get back on my Wi-Fi. Click that. It says the password is incorrect. Now on the attacker side, it's still logged that. Everything you type in here is being logged. So now I'll say, okay, fine, I can't get back on my Wi-Fi. So I'll type password, and I'll submit and I'll log in. The password is correct, and it will reconnect me to my Wi-Fi. The attack will stop. And we just logged those credentials. So I'll show you on the other side. See, now it's reconnecting, boom. See, now I'm connected to my normal Wi-Fi. So on the other side, I'll show you what's going on. Okay, so that's it. Wasn't able to get back on my Wi-Fi. I was getting kicked off constantly, and then I saw that Shaw 75 whatever 40, which is my Wi-Fi, was showing twice. So I clicked on it, and it forced me to log in. I logged in with the password, because that's the password, and it was logged right here. We have it. So those are the three different attacks that could be initiated on you or your Wi-Fi, and yeah, those are the only three ways that somebody could potentially hack on your Wi-Fi, get in your Wi-Fi. Once they're into your network, they can penetrate the devices potentially. If they have vulnerabilities, they can get in your router, lock you out, change the name of your Wi-Fi, open up ports, do things, whatever. Like, they could be hacking using your Wi-Fi and so on and so forth. So it's really important that you take my advice and what I'm showing you here to protect yourself. So disabling WPS in your router, and basically not using common password. Use multiple characters, whatever. You get the idea. And if you're getting constantly knocked off of your signal, and then you see another one open up right under that, and it's asking you to log in with your password to get back on your Wi-Fi, don't do it. Just wait it out. There's not much you can do to stop an attack like that, other than just don't give them what they want. But then you're going to be kicked off of your network until they stop, which might be like never. But there are routers that you can get that this type of an attack won't work on them. But maybe I'll make a later video about that. If you're interested in learning this stuff and you want to learn this stuff and learn from me, I will teach you how to do these things. All you have to do is join my Patreon. The link will be in the description and probably pinned in the comments. You need to pick the standard ethical hacking package course. And yeah, I'll show you how to do this stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I'll teach you how to hack Android, Mac OS, Windows, Wi-Fi, websites, servers, basically anything that connects to the internet. There's Bluetooth hacking, anything you could possibly imagine, it can be done. You can hack a Tesla, whatever. So these are the things I'm going to be teaching. I'm going to be teaching you more stuff that's going to help protect you. You're going to learn this stuff, and these attacks cannot work on you as long as you know what they are, how they work. Then you can also learn how to do this stuff. It can become valuable to you. There's a career involved in it. You can make a lot of money doing this legally, ethically. Just a disclaimer, this video is for educational purposes only. I don't basically condone in using this information maliciously. This is legal as long as you do it on your own network. As long as you're testing it on your own devices, your own network, this is legal. If you try to do this on somebody else's network, you've broken the law at that point. So you can go to jail. It's called a denial of service attack. It's pretty bad. Like, you could get 10 years for doing that. So think about that. You know what I mean? But you can test your own security. You can try these things out on your own networks, on your own Wi-Fi, on your friends. You can help people secure their networks. You can help people learn how to secure their phones, their laptops. That's the point of this, you know what I mean? And yeah, so basically, I know I had something else that I wanted to say, but I forgot. But anyways, there's going to be more videos coming. And like I said, use this information ethically, you know what I'm saying? Actually, there's another tool. It's called Wi-Fi 2. And I was just learning how to use it, and I turned it on, and it just started attacking every single network in my area. I didn't even know that it does that. So I'm just learning how to use this tool. So you got to be really careful, because you can literally break the law by accident, not even know you're doing it by testing these tools out, trying to use these tools. You have to be careful and do some research on the tool before you activate the tool, basically, because I was just trying to learn how to install the tool, run the tool. I ran it, and then all of a sudden, it started attacking all the networks in my area. And honestly, I didn't really realize it at first. I was just kind of seeing what it was doing, and then I was doing research, and then I realized after doing some research, and then I look back at it, and I'm starting to understand what's happening, and I was like, oh no, it's de-authing like everybody in my area, attacking all the networks in my area, and I had to shut it off. So you got to be really, really careful. But like I said, this stuff is legal to do on your own networks. It's ethically. You can make money. There's a career in this. You know what I'm saying? And you're gonna be smarter. So this is worth learning. So make sure you join my Patreon. Hit me up. Comment below, and I'll walk you through this stuff. I'll get you going with Kali Linux, and yeah, you can start doing this stuff. And it's fun. Imagine, like, you can do this stuff on your friends and family. You know what I mean? And prove to them, security is important. You can, get into their network, show them you can do this, teach them how to secure themselves. Maybe they'll just give you some money because you did it. Pretty cool. You could bet with your friends, like, I bet you I could, hack your Wi-Fi. Bet you $100. Boom. You win $100. You can have fun with it like that. You know what I mean? But anyways, I'm out. Yeah, share this video to help people educate themselves on what's basically possible. Peace.